Hi, this is Ed from EDTRAVELS, and I'd like to say good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Today I wanted to talk to you about visas, and this was based on a question that I got from a subscriber. So I'll be right back with you to tell you everything you need to know about visas and travel. Hey again, this is Ed from EDTRAVELS. I'd like to thank you for joining me today on this video about visas. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing. If you'd like to get more content like this, please click the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon so that you're notified of all my new videos. Now let's get into it. First of all, what is a visa? When it comes to travel, a visa is a document that allows you to enter a country for a specific amount of time and for a specific reason. So, if you're traveling out of the United States to another country, it behooves you to check what the visa and entry requirements are for that country. And to expound on that, there is a ranking of the world's most powerful passports. And by powerful, I mean, how many countries can you enter without a visa? And I want to clarify the term without a visa, meaning the United States or whatever country it is has pre-negotiated that its citizens can enter a particular country for 30, 60, 90, 180 days or so without applying for a visa before they come, or simply because they hold that passport. So, for example, if you have a U.S. passport holder and you go to a specific country that has a pre-negotiated agreement, when you arrive, they'll simply stamp your passport and that's your visa, because you're a U.S. passport holder. For example, if you have a Cambodian passport, 9 times out of 10, you're only going to be able to go to a certain amount of countries without a visa. For instance, you can't come to the U.S. simply because you have a Cambodian passport. And they do that for a reason. Usually a country, and I don't like to use this word, but usually a poorer country, the more wealthy country is afraid that that person is going to come to that country and stay, not pay taxes, and now they're responsible for that person. So if a person from a poorer country is going to a more wealthy country, they're going to have to go through a process, and they're going to have to apply for that visa and get it approved before they can travel to that country, which might even include an interview to find out, why are you going? Do you have the money to go? Who paid for your travel? And are you coming back? So that's the purpose of a visa. It's given by a country that allows you to enter that country for various reasons for a set amount of time. Now, number 2, let's get into the types of visas. The most common type of visa is a tourist visa, meaning I'm coming here to look around, take in the culture, take in the food, meet the people, or what have you, and that's why I'm coming. You also have work visas. I'm coming here to work, and usually that visa requires that you also have an additional document called a work permit and or a sponsorship letter from a business that says this person is coming here to work for us for this amount of time to do this specific job. And all of that has to be done prior to you going. Okay? And then you have the digital nomad visa, which is a newer brand of visa, which is where countries are starting to see that more and more people are working remotely. So it might have tax advantages. If you apply for a digital nomad visa saying that you're coming here to do remote work, so you might not have to pay taxes in that country, but you're going to spend money in that country, lodging, food, rent, etc. So a lot of countries are now offering digital nomad visas. Another type of visa is a marriage visa, usually called K1, K2, K9 visa. And that's that I'm a foreigner that wants to marry a local person in that country and take them back to my country, in this case, say the USA. So that visa is a very long process because of the threat of human trafficking. You have to be able to prove to that immigration office that you know this person, you've been in a relationship, and 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a financial responsibility agreement from the person sponsoring the native local person. So in other words, if I'm going to the Philippines and I'm going to bring a Filipina back to the US, I'm going to have to sign a document saying I'm financially responsible for her, even if we separate, because America doesn't want to be. And just a side note, Filipinos are known for overstaying their visas. And so, and I'll touch on that in a minute, overstay. But those marriage visas is a very long process, and there's definitely an interview, very lengthy, detailed interview before that is granted. You also have this thing called golden or platinum visas. So in other words, when I come to a country and I'm going to spend, say, 500,000 US or $1 million US to buy real estate, to invest in the economy, sometimes I'm given a lifetime visa because of the amount of money that I've spent. So if you're in that tax bracket, hey, good for you. But there is that type of visa. And even, for instance, there's a Muay Thai visa. If you don't know what Muay Thai is, it's the Thai martial art form, Muay Thai. In Cambodia, we call it Bung Kamai. But saying that I'm coming to Thailand to join a gym to learn Muay Thai. So that gym has to sponsor you, as I've said before. So there are different types of visas. And that takes me to the third point, which is overstays. If you get a long-term visa, say for 90 days, and I'll speak about Cambodia because I know about this. If you overstay, say 91, 92, 100 days, 150 days without renewing that visa, you're going to be charged a fee. And like in Cambodia, it's going to be $10 a day that you overstay. Now, you're able to pay that fine, renew your visa, and extend it, or in some instances, they'll just deport you. And then they could ban you for 1, 3, 5, 10 years or a lifetime, depending on what happens. So it's very important that you don't overstay your visa. When you get it, make sure you're aware of the time. Like for me, I have a retirement visa in Cambodia. It expires, let's say it expires February 1st. January 1st, I have to apply to extend that visa for another year. So be cautious about overstays. Now, how to apply? You can apply for a visa usually through the consulate of the country you want to go to. They have these things called e-visas, which is another type, but basically you can do it all online. Sometimes a visa application requires you to send your passport. Like when I went to India, I was here in the US, I had to send my physical passport to the Indian embassy in Washington, D.C. They applied it, they processed it, they stamped my passport, or put the actual visa document on one of the pages in your passport, and then send it back to you. And usually when you fly, and this brings me to my point about before travel, usually the airline, when you're checking in for that international flight, will make sure that you have a valid visa to enter that country before you leave your original destination. And that is because, number one, you're probably going to be denied entry into that country, or you're going to have to pay a fine, go through this whole process of trying to get a visa once you get there. You don't want to go through that. But that airline is responsible to fly you back to your origin country at no cost if they allowed you to get on that plane and you didn't have the proper visa. So please, please, please make sure that you got your visa situation squared away before you go. You can get them on arrival. Like in Cambodia, you can pay $25. You'll get a visa on arrival if you're a U.S. citizen. I think you pay like $30 for a longer visa, because the tourist visas, I know for me in Cambodia, it depends on the country, you can't extend a tourist visa, a T visa. You can't, at the end of it, you're gonna have to leave that country. And sometimes, in order for you to extend a visa in certain countries like Thailand, every set amount of days, every 30 days, you're gonna have to leave that country at least for one day, come back and get a new visa. But in Cambodia, you can stay in the country, pay a fee, and get that visa extended for another 30 days, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is. It all varies. Right now in the world rankings of visas that let you, let's say there's 195 countries in the world you can travel to. Singapore, #1, is the #1 visa in the world, the most powerful, that allows you to go, I think, to over 180 something countries without a visa before you go. America ranks #6 in the list of countries you can go to. So that's a quick short view about visas. Make sure that you check it. Go to the U.S. State Department website. I'll put the link down in the descriptions, and check the entry requirements of the country that you're planning on traveling to. Again, thank you so much for your love and support. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, hit the notifications for any new videos that I put up. Have safe travels. Remember, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Airborne all the way. Thank you.